I'm going to stay calm and not going to get upset. Alright, so like I said, I chained that 21, and then not going to put my double crochet into the stitch on the other end. We're going to put a double crochet into the chain before that stitch. Yeah, so there's the stitch, and then working back, you're going to put your double crochet into the chain right before the stitch on the other end. Like that, and that's how we decrease the amount of chains that we're going to be using and increase the amount of stitches that we're going to be doing. So just like that, then you just double crochet into that next stitch like this, and double crochet up until the next increase section, or the increase section for the shoulder, like this. Double crochet into the increase section, chain 2, and another double crochet into the increase section. Oh, and what are we up to? Okay, we're up to 27, so you chain 27, and there is my chain of 27, double crochet into the increase section on the other side of the chain below, yeah, like that, and chain 2, another double crochet into the increase section. Whew. Might have had way too much coffee. Anyway, doesn't matter. Double crochet into the next stitch along. Oops. Double crochet into the next stitch along. And so on till you get to the next chain, which is the back chain, and like I said, that one's always going to be a chain of 23. And there we go, and once again, after chaining that that 23 for the back, you double crochet into the last stitch just there, double crochet, and then slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, just like that, slip stitching, and that closes that round. Okay, so from here you can probably see how to progress. So what we do, we chain 2 for the beginning of every round, turn the work, go back in the other direction. For the back there will always be 23 chains. You know how to do the increases. To increase for the shoulders or for the arms, you add 2 extra chains each time. And for the front, like I said, so we've done 23, 23, 21, 21, and you know how to decrease the chain and increase the stitch count now, which is really good. And then what we do, and then you do that until you get down to 1, but I'm going to join you again at that stage anyway. And before that, I'm going to be reaching a point where the increased sections fit comfortably beneath my arms, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that, how to join for the arms. So we're doing that. What else do I need to say? Okay, yes. Obviously, if you want to make this bigger, or perhaps even smaller, probably not, probably just bigger, because this is quite a small size, you would just increase the amount of chains that you do for the beginning. And it's just a matter of doing it in quarters. That's all this is. It's just quarters. So 25 each, and then just increasing from there. Yeah, I really hope this has made sense. Like I said, I'll meet back up with you when it comes time to join the increased sections beneath your arms. And then we'll work on finishing up. Yes. Thanks for sticking with me. Alright, see you soon. Alright, now that I've reached a point where the back and the front seams fit comfortably beneath my arms when I try it on, so back and the front, they fit comfortably beneath my arms, so I'm going to work on joining those seams and then continue work on the body. So we'll finish up the decrease, increase of these front stitches and the decrease of that chain at the front till that's finished up. Then you're going to crochet the top to the, the length that you desire. And then I'm going to put a ribbed hem on this. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Okay, and also for me, I don't think this is going to be a very lengthy top. Like it's not going to be long. It's just going to be a short one. Anyway, let's get to work on joining those seams. Alright, so to begin that, we're going to start another round. So chaining up 2, turning the work, and then crochet up until the first increase section. Alright, here I am at that first increase section. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the corresponding increase section, so we're at the back, so you're going to pick up the corresponding increase section from the front on the other end of that chain, and you're going to fold those increase sections together, just like that, and then it's just as simple as holding those together and putting a double crochet through the center of both of those increase sections, so just like that. Double crochet through the center, one double crochet, and there you go, you've joined the increase sections. Now you're going to turn to the front and you're just going to work your double crochets right into the front. Just continue along, double crochets till you get to the chain, where you're going to continue work on decreasing that chain size as the rounds progress, or you increase the length of the top. And yeah, just when you get to the next increase section, you're going to fold the back and the front increase sections together again. And yeah, just do the same thing. Double crochet through both of the increase sections. And that's how you join. And then just finish up the round by making it to the end and slip stitch into the top of the chain 2. Chain up 2, turn the work, and just continue in rounds, like I said, to the desired length, to your desired length. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that. Yeah, I'm going to continue doing that until it's at a length that I'm happy with, and then once I've done that, actually I will meet back up with you to show you, oh no, I'll meet back up with you at the desired length, and then I'm going to show you how I do the ribbed hem. So yeah, just do that. Alright, see you soon. Alright, now that I've crocheted the body to a length that I'm happy with, I'm going to start work on the hem. So it's going to be a ribbed hem, and to do that we're going to start this exactly where we left off on the body. So we're not cutting off any yarn, we're not reattaching anything, it's just moving straight into the hem. So to do that, we chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're chaining 9, and there's going to be 8 stitches for the hem for me. So what we do next is skipping that first chain from the hook, so that one just there, we put a single crochet into the second chain along. So that one just there, single crochet. And then you're going to put a single crochet into every chain all the way back to the beginning. So 8 single crochets. Okay, there I am with my 8 single crochets. Now, what I'm going to do next is, move this out of the way so you can see better. I'm going to slip stitch into the stitch directly beneath that chain that we did, the chain of 9. So that one just there, slip stitch into that, slip stitch, and then we're going to put another slip stitch into the next stitch along. So that's going to make up for the next row that we're going to do. So this one just here, slip stitch into the next stitch along, and then what I do is I turn, so turning this way, and what you're going to do is this is going to help to form the ribbed pattern. So what we do for the next row and for the preceding rows is we put our first stitch through the whole of the stitch. So you see there's like a V on top of the stitch. For the first one you're going to go in underneath both parts of that V, single crochet. And then for stitches 2 through to 7, you're going to put your single crochet through the top back part of that V. So you see just there, go in through the top back part, single crochet. And you're going to do that for stitches 2 through to 7, and then I'll meet you back at the 8th stitch. Okay, here I am at that final stitch. Now what we're going to do is, for that final stitch, we put our stitch through beneath both parts of that V again. So in underneath both parts of that V. This one's looking a little tight. Just like that. So in underneath both parts of the V. and then you chain up 1 and turn, and for the first stitch go in beneath both parts of that V for the first stitches. Yep, first, try not to get, oof, hang on a second. So yes, for the first one you've gone in beneath both parts of that V, then for stitches 2 through to 7, it's into the top back part of the V, so to that top back part just there. Single crochet, yeah, all the way back to the final stitch, the 8th stitch. Okay, and here I am at that 8th stitch, and once again you go beneath both parts of that V on the top. And there you go. And that's going to help to form the ribbed pattern. So after this, you're going to, not slip stitching, be careful, don't slip stitch into that one you've already slip stitched into. Go to the next one, so slip stitching into the next stitch along. There we go, and that makes up for the row that you just did then. And then you're going to slip stitch again into the next stitch along after that. And that's going to make up for the row you're going to do now. Then turning back to the work, in beneath both parts of the stitch for the first stitch, then into the top back part of the V for stitches 2 through to 7. Then for the 8th stitch, beneath both parts of the V again, chain up 1, turn the work, and repeat that process till you're back down to the end. Then once you get to the hem, you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch along, then again slip stitch into the stitch after that, turn, and then work back up the hem. So that's what you do, and that's going to help to form the ribbed pattern till you get to the end. And when you've reached the end, when you've worked all the way back around till you're ready to join, I'm going to meet back up with you again and we're going to work on joining the hem. Okay, now that I've completed the last row of the hem, I'm going to work on joining it. So what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into that final stitch at the end of the round, just to close everything up. So that's that one just there. Slip stitching into that stitch like that. Now you're going to turn to the other side, but you're not going to chain up 1. You're just going to turn to the other side, slip stitch into the first stitch, and then grabbing the other end into that corresponding foundation chain, you're just going to slip stitch. So try and get your hook through like that, pull through and slip stitch. Then moving on to the next chain along, the next stitch along, and you're going beneath both parts of the V as well for this. You're not going to do the ribbed effect thing. Okay, and then moving on to focusing the camera, moving on to the next corresponding foundation chain. So stick your hook through and slip stitch, and you're just going to do that for all 8 stitches. Moving on to the next one, just there, corresponding foundation chain, slip stitch, and yeah, just do that all the way till you get to the end, and then you'll be finished. Then you can trim off the yarn and weave in the ends, and really you've only got 2 ends because you've pretty much worked from start to finish continuously. This has been a continuous project, so yeah, it's really good. We're nearly done. What have we got here? This one and this one. Alright, I'll meet you at the end, and yeah. Okay, I think you can just finish up here. Like it's pretty much pretty well done. So yeah, we'll go away, we'll finish that up, we'll weave in our ends, we'll try on our spaghetti straps tops, and we'll see how they look. I'm sure they're going to look really great. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in a moment for trying it on. Alright, see you soon. Here we are, all finished. Yeah, I really like the way this one turned out. I think it's really cute. As you can see, not much yarn involved, very, very quick, very simple to make. I think this one is definitely better using a lighter weight yarn, so a cotton or something like that, rather than wool, rather than anything heavy. I just think it would look better. Obviously it's a little bit see-through, so you've got to wear something underneath, but it's fine, it looks good. yeah, so this is the front. Obviously then there's the back, which I'll turn around and try and show you just quickly. So yeah, there's the back. That's what that looks like. That's pretty good. Turn myself around again. Oh. So yeah, there's that. Okay, yes. Also, I think you could easily turn this one into a dress, either with the ribbed hem or without. So obviously you just do the ribbed hem, then continue the stitches on down into a skirt. Or you could just bypass the hem, the ribbed hem completely, and just continue it on down with that nice back. And yeah, do that. I might actually do that, and just post a picture or something, because I think that would look really nice. Okay, so yeah, that I'll definitely be wearing it in public, for sure, especially now that it's getting warmer. If you've liked this video, please give it a like. If you would like to subscribe, again, please subscribe. I would love to have you join me. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say. I hope you've enjoyed. See you next time.